All right, good afternoon, YouTube, or good evening, depending where you're at. This is your man by way of choice page, aka the Emperor of WMA Talk, coming to you live on YouTube. And I have a lovely young lady who is a starting fighter who just made a debut a week ago. And this is one Miss Sidney Ehler. Welcome, ma'am, and how you doing and how things are going.
Oh, it's going great. I cannot complain out here. I'm still living on that high from a week ago. I ain't even gonna lie to you.
Yeah, because I reached out to a dear friend of ours, Hella Kelly, Shamir, and she said, "I just want to interview." I said, "Okay, cool." And she's very stoked about this interview. And I want to give attention to especially up and coming fighters who have their boots on the ground, 10 toes down. Now, the big question is, where you from, how you got into this, what's your background in mixed martial arts, and how you knew the wonderful Miss Hella Kitty.
All right, so I'm from Ohio. I played soccer for about 12 years, and from that point, I was a little too aggressive, so I would get carded all the time. So my dad was like, all right, we got to do something about that. So when I was about 14, I stepped foot in my first MMA gym, and it was jiu-jitsu, actually. So I switched over to striking when I was about 16, and I fell in love with it, and I've been training ever since.
Yeah, so you were like a badass on the field. And,
Yeah.
like you ever did like I used to don't watch much soccer, but if I see some players like they fake like getting hurt,
Yeah, no, I wouldn't do that. I was just like a battering ram, pretty much.
so you're the forcer on your team. What position did you play? Because like say for us, people who still not familiar with soccer as much as it was.
I played defense, so I was like center defense. So
hmm
I
And
stayed that way.
and would you, if you wasn't for the fact you was too aggressive, would you still kept on playing soccer? You think you would have had a future as a professional?
I wouldn't say I had a future as a professional, but I'd definitely keep playing. I loved it. I still do. Kick the ball around every once in a while, but you
hmm
know.
Yeah, and the thing is, like with any sport, you get into combat sports, and it's a tough sport to be in. You have to hit and get hit. And what was that feeling that your first fight, and you're as a pro, and what was that feeling when you got into that cage? It was you in the sports. He's like, 1-on-1, mano a mano, vasa vasa.
It was I was really calm. I wasn't really too nervous. I was just mostly excited. Because
Yeah.
everything that I worked up, like I worked out and like I used to be pretty overweight. Actually, I lost like 45 pounds over the pandemic. So I was just like, I worked hard for this shit. So here I
Yeah, I can understand because I'm a bit of a hefty man too. I used to take care of my mom for a long time, and then and with that responsibility, I did pack on some pounds, but I did drop a few pounds. I've been eating a little smarter, eating a little better, and
am.
but you, like I said, you have advantage. You're young. With youth comes. You have all the energy responsibilities. I'm over 40, almost 50, and
Yeah.
sometimes I get to a point where well, I don't want to do that
Hey,
anymore.
I can't tell it. Come on now. You're not a day over 30. Don't lie to me.
No, 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 sweetheart. Yeah, how old are you?
I am 21.
Well, I'm telling you, I got shoes older than you.
Come on now. Don't lie to
Yeah,
me.
I'm up there. I'm almost a quarter century. I'm half a century old, just about there. I just got a year and a few months left. Now, what thing was it? Why kickboxing? Was your interest? Was there you feel like you can make a career out of it, or?
Yeah, so I love jujitsu and I love everything about it, but had like more of a natural ability when it came to striking because of soccer, like my kicks and stuff. So I just kind of I excelled more in striking. So I kind of stuck with that and wanted to perfect it. And yeah, we're doing a little jujitsu and wrestling on the side, but nothing crazy yet. I'm hoping to transition it into MMA.
That's a good thing about MMA because it's a mixed martial arts sport. You got to learn your striking, you got to learn your wrestling, a little jiu-jitsu. Some have Muay Thai, karate background. Everything it mixes. That's why it's called mixed martial arts. And like I really got into it, because I was more like old school. I grew up with boxing. I grew up with the Ali's, the Mike Tyson's, all those guys. And then I really got to MMA the last few years because the fact is, I met a gentleman by the name of Coach Sherry Harrison. He talks about women in mixed martial arts. Because the fact is, you ladies, you don't get as much attention on my channel, I do a lot of stuff on women's bodybuilding, and that sport where the women don't get as much attention. You know, as men get a lot more attention because it's considered a masculine sport, just like mixed martial arts. And you women don't get a lot of attention. Like I said, like this, there's like 111,000 channels dedicated to the man on YouTube, but so few dedicated to you ladies.
That is very true, and I do appreciate that. I really do.
Well, you're welcome. Because, like I said, one of my old jobs, a couple of my jobs, used to work with women a lot. My one job used to work as a textile. I worked with a lot of ladies that sewed and stuff like that. And one of my other jobs used to work at a strip club. And I had guys tell you, man, you work in the strip club, man. What about dude, no matter. Clothes on, clothes off, women are activated. So, I have a lot of respect for women because, like I said, I grew up as a single mom. I had 3 older sisters, and I really want to give attention to you ladies, be it bodybuilding, be it MMA, wrestling, to you, because the fact is you need attention. And, you don't get as much as money or as appreciation, because the fact is you do just as much as the men. And then for women, it's just more higher risk, of the fact is men would naturally are, gifted for strength and all that stuff like that. And women are supposed to be nurturers and all that other stuff. And to be in this sport, to change your nature is one thing, then another is.
Yeah, absolutely. I couldn't agree with you more.
Mm-hmm. So I'm a quick question. How did you meet our friend Hello Kitty?
All right. So I like to travel like in this area. I like to just test out other gyms. I've always been like that. I've never stuck at one place for too long. But just one day I was like, maybe I should just sign up for her, free class, because she has a gym around here. So I signed up and I ended up going, and she saw that I had really good footwork and everything. And then she eventually asked who I trained with. And we have a boxing coach in East Tennessee. He's pretty low key, but he's kind of like he's a really good boxing coach around here. So I told her that I train with him, and she was like, oh, I've always wanted to train with him. So I was like, oh, well, him and I have a real good relationship, so let me introduce you to him. So I introduced her to him, and we kind of like created a friendship/partnership from there.
Mm-hmm. That's great, because I know she cornered you at your fight. And, it's appreciated you having somebody like Shamir in your corner, being an expert fighter like she is, and giving you support. And also, I saw some pictures where I found that your family was there, your father, your sisters, and everybody else that loved you. And what was that feeling when they were there? Like, what they like your dad? You're the baby of the family, because in our family, I'm the middle son. Well, down south we call it the knee baby, and the baby gets all the attention because the baby is like, this is how I break it down. The firstborn son or the firstborn child, that's daddy's child, because that's the one that carries everything onto him. And then the youngest is mama's, that's the last one. So what is that feeling when your dad, was your stepmom there too? That's your stepmom?
Yes, that was my stepmom. My mom was also watching. She's very.
Your mom was. Yeah, and your mom being like that. That's my baby. That's my baby. She feel like she might jump in the cage and want to, don't you like my baby?
Yeah, she would totally do that.
Yeah, like I said, since you're your mama's baby, mama, my brother, he's my youngest brother. He got away with murder because that was my mama's baby. My older brother, God bless him, he's gone again. He was my mom's right hand. I was in the middle. I had to fight for my love.
Yeah, the middle children, man.
Yeah, we have to be two things. We have to be smart or a smart ass. So that's
absolutely.
So the thing is about mixed martial arts, it is a tough sport, and especially you transition from K1. Any plans on any upcoming fights you are ready to talk about, or are you just still in the middle of training?
So I do plan to fight May 6th. It's a K1 kickboxing match, the same as the last one I had. I don't have an opponent yet, but I know it's going to be at 175, so I got to get that cardio in check.
Yeah, and that's the big girl. That's the big girl. The thing is, UFC, they have like one of the probably the worst 145 divisions, and people think the ideology that you get bigger opponent, bigger fighters, you get more, you get probably more action, more heavy hitting. Yep. But there's this a thing is, like I said, I'm from the South, like I said again, and we love our big women, and we have, we, like I said, my older sister was here, she's a big girl, my mom was a big woman, and people don't want to see like, you know, these women are big. You know, like that's beauty, but any woman, like especially in my sport of bodybuilding, I talk about how there's beauty in that sport too. And you know, 175, you know, there's only so few, you know, organizations would probably go that high. I think the highest is Bella PFL, which is 155.
Yep.
You think that you will be able to squeeze down into the divisions if you have to, if you ever get an opportunity?
Oh, absolutely. I'd be able to do it for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. I carry most of my weight in my legs, so I'd be able to do it 100%.
You got some big legs.
I know it.
Yeah, you can't, you know, it can't help it. That's how it is with someone. Like I said, any of y'all who listen to this video, who's watching it, her information in the description. You want to reach out to her. Also, she has a Cashapp because, like I said, one of these fighters, some of these fighters, even if you have a job, anything you can help them out, progress in their career is helpful, you know. But also, fellas out there, because I know there's some guys out there, no D pics, none of that. That is borderline sexual harassment. You know, she don't want to see that. She don't need to see that. She's young. She's, you know, one day she might go home. Her daddy might be, who said that to my daughter? You know, just be respectful. And like I said, when you train with more with women or men, or kind of mix of both?
Mostly men. There's not very many women my size. I have a female professional boxer. Her name is Bethany Farmer. She's my boxing training partner, so we spar quite a bit. And then sometimes I'll get it with Shamir, and yeah, that's about it. Those are really the only two like high level women that I can go with. So
yeah, and that's the thing is because it's so like one thing with men, I know we've had to pull out because we feel like, you know, you're dainty, but you're a big girl, like you know, you can take it.
Yeah, no, they hit me about as hard as I hit them, so it's about full 100% almost.
Yeah, you know, you go in the gym, you go ready, you know, and you train, you're working hard, and you know what is the thing about, you know, this lifestyle of you know, mixed martial arts. You can tell somebody who's thinking about, you know what, I want to do what she's doing, but I don't know, I'm kind of, you know, I don't want to get hit.
Well, the one thing I will say is you never really notice you get hit until after because your adrenaline's so high. So if that's stopping you, don't even worry about that. You don't feel shit in there. And it's just really like anybody can do it. You just got to keep going, you know? Like there's really nothing much to it. If you can take a hit, then you can do it.
Mm-hmm. That's the thing about it. This is a tough sport, and it's a punishing sport. It's a lot of people. One thing is being a fighter, the sacrifices you made. You know, you have to train this and that. You know, like spending time with your family. I know like I said, your mother and your father and your rest of your family. They, you know, probably, you know, miss you around the holidays when you have to do this or do that. You can't. You know, sometimes you maybe barely have time to go to events. And you know, it's a lifestyle. You know, it's being anything, and you have to have commitment and passion for what you do.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. It's exactly like that.
And like I said, since you're still young, you're still developing, and you as a fighter, as a person, what do you want to see yourself in the future?
I want to see myself the best in the world. That's really the only way that I do see myself. So there's no plan B, baby. It's all plan A over here.
So you got to keep moving forward and keep going what you got to do and keep climbing that mountain.
Yep, absolutely. I'm working towards it, though. I feel like I am going to be, so why not be?
So what's the fun part about it? Is there some fun part about it? Is there, you know, what you think is fun? What's your best when you get in the ring or when you're fighting? What's this? There has to be some fun.
Oh, it's so much fun. Like being able to walk around and knowing that you can protect yourself if you need to is probably the best and the most rewarding part of it all. And also, I don't want to condone it, but hitting people in the face is also pretty fun too. So
there's been many times I would love to hit some people in the face, but you know, I hate pain. I hate them have to hit me back. So, like I said, you know, the thing about mixed martial arts, it is a sport that's still growing. You know, you have several companies, organizations like UFC, Bellator, Invicta. As you know, I reached out to Shamir after she did her Invicta fight a while back, and you know, did you watch that fight, or what was your critique of it?
I did watch the fight. Well, most of my critique would be from her striking, but I believe she already knows that, which is why she kind of came in contact with me and was like, all right, let's do this. So I brought her to my boxing coach. So, hey, we'll see. Next fight, we'll see.
Yeah, and she's a talented young woman. As we're talking how one thing that needs to be done, especially for fighters, especially up and coming fighters, it should be slowly progress. Especially, I did an interview right back with a lady who I'm still friends with, Marcella Alpart. She's put in the UFC. She went up against a veteran like Jesse Rose Clark, and she believes that fighters should, especially when you get picked up by organizations like Bellator or the UFC, you should be in like some kind of a D league or like that, and work up your skill set before they throw you into the fire. You think you believe that?
Absolutely. That's really why I didn't take a fight until I mean, I've been training for 7 years now, so I didn't take a fight for a really long time, just specifically for that, just so I could sharpen my tools and see and get the experience I needed from like my first fight. I went all 3 rounds and I won unanimously, but it was super hard. It was a super hard fight, but I know I probably would have beaten her if I did have better cardio. I would have, for sure. It's not really probably. I would have beat her for sure. But yeah, it's just that the experience, and yeah, that's really it. The experience.
Yeah, it's the thing that I will say is mental sharpen mental.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Fighters make fighters.
That thing is
That's
that.
true.
Yeah, the thing is that a lot of people just can't just jump into the ring. I've seen people who just maybe went to the gym after a week and got a cool outfit, then boom, they're a fighter, and then they get themselves blasted, and then they say, I quit, I give up. But the thing is, you have to train, you have to be consistent, you have to work hard and develop as a fighter, and
Absolutely.
that's the thing that needs to be done, because a lot of fighters, I've seen some fighters get put into the frying pan, and then just don't have the proper tools, and then like organizations like UFC, like my dear friend Sarah Paul, she had 2 fights, she gets cut, and there's fighters who don't, who just get put in just to be a punching bag for somebody else.
Yeah, no, that's so true.
Hmm.
I see that quite a bit now since MMA is getting more popular. Like, I believe the fight right before me ended in about 30 seconds, and the dude got knocked out, and he had never trained before. He just wanted to do it as a hobby. He was knocked out cold for a while. I was like, oh, that's why you can't really just walk up into an MMA fight or any sort of fight without any training, because it'll end badly.
Yeah, that's the good thing is, like I wouldn't want to jump into a ring with somebody and then get stiff legged and look like a fish flopping on the floor. I mean, you should be, like one of my favorite heroes, not just the Black Panther, is Batman. And Batman, one thing what makes him such a great hero is that he preps and prepares. His skill set is one thing. He gets ready for something when he gets to face an opponent, and you should be ready. Should be like, I'm gonna do some quotes of a lot of movies because I love quote movies. One of my favorite movies is Batman Begins, the Chris Nolan version, and when Ra's al Ghul told Bruce Wayne, be aware of surrounds of all time, never give up sure footing for a killing blow.
I like that.
Yeah, it's those are great. You got to watch. I watched all 3 movies. I got the new Batman. When the last time you saw a movie?
Whew, that's a good question. What was the last movie I saw? Honestly, I don't really watch like movies like that unless it's like true crime or something. Sometimes I dabble in the Kardashians.
Oh God, my mom used to love
like
the Kardashians. I used to love Kim.
Hey, I don't
Yeah.
blame you.
Well,
I don't
like
blame you.
Yeah, people like this. I married Kim. Sleep with Chloe and kill Courtney.
Honestly, I think I'd have to agree.
Yeah, I think I have to agree. And like I said, folks, this is Miss Sidney Ehler, and we are having a nice conversation. I have a lot of respect for these young upcoming fighters. She is a great young lady. If you, like I said again, check out her social media. It's in the description. Also, if you want to assist her in any further fight camps, you can send something to Cash App. It'd be much appreciated. But like I said, you know my rules. But the thing is, like with fighting, it's a tough job, and not everybody's ready to be in it. And what you're doing, you're still up on a come up. And as a fighter yourself, who do you admire? Who are besides Shamir? Who fighters you look up to that you say like, wow, this is somebody who just is amazing. I mean, I just
All right, so my favorite like fighter that I saw for the first time and like fell in love with her was Joanna Jędrzejczyk. I really like her striking, and
yeah.
she's been my favorite ever since.
Nah, I'm not a fan. We call her Bojangle Chick. I'm not a fan.
I love
My
her.
my favorite is Valentina Shevchenko. You know,
Yeah, you can't
you
go
know,
wrong with Valentina
and she
either.
she owned Valentina. I mean, she owned Joanna 4 times.
I
and
know.
that's the thing is like I remember when when Joanna had fought Wally Jane, and she looked like one of the aliens from so take me to your leader. I mean, and we still wait for her to fight. I mean, and it takes a while for people to go pressure protocol. And that thing is about injuries and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
as fighters, you like organizations. There's a big debate about fighter pay. We talk about this on my with my brother CS Combat Sports Coach Sherry Harrison. I even talk about this on my channel. How you go in and you put in all the risk and get little of the reward. And one thing is that I know a lady who just fought a while ago. She's my sister, Mr. Lover Patrick Young. The Nigerian Terminator. And we talked about how one thing is that when you fight, you get like this one. You get to pay like so much for like health and health insurance, life insurance. And the thing is, like, if you look at boxing, these boxers, even if you like, this is how like this. If you're the highest tier MMA fighter, you still don't get paid more than the highest tier, a second tier boxer. You can be a guy who don't have that many records, or your record's not that big, or you don't have that many belts, but you still make more. Like you got to think about, like, somebody like Preston Ngannou still don't make more than somebody like Javante Davis. And that's the thing is, especially you women, because you going in, you taking much risk, but not getting much pay. And what you feel like your ideal about fighter pay?
Well, it's pretty tough because it's kind of, I guess, like perspective. It's different around the world because it's like a very like diverse sport. Probably one of the biggest, like, any combat sport is really diverse. So I guess it's just subjective to where you are. So that being said, someone from a different area is gonna see like the money from a different point. So they'll take the fight. But then let's say like me, I'm like, well, that's not very much money. So like when people like take fights, they take like the smaller percentage, I guess is what I'm trying to say. When people take smaller percentages, it's hard to get a higher percentage because they'll just go for the one.
Just go for the money. And that's the thing is that I know a while back as a fighter by name Leslie P. Smith, she wanted to create a union to unionize fighters, but because what she did was she told everybody. Sometimes when you do something, you move in silence. You'll tell everybody what you're about to do. You trust the people you can trust, and everybody else, you keep them at least arm length for what you're gonna do. Because if you do it right and do it the way you feel like it's better, conducive to yourself, it'll work out. But if you just tell everybody, say, hey, I got this plan, I got this plan, I got this plan, then you have the powers that be gonna say, you know what, we got to stop her before she gets too far.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the fighter pay thing is so controversial, but it's like, I don't know. I really wish we would get paid more. But at the same time, it's like you get these super high highs that sometimes you don't even really think about the money unless you're up top,
Mm-hmm.
You're at the top tier, high level.
Yeah, and that's the thing is that like I said again, y'all put much more of the risk, and the promoters get more of the reward, and that's not fair to you or anybody. Because think about it, there's been fighters who have been hit so hard they've been put into a coma. Some fighters have died in the ring, and and that you're taking, and then sometimes you deal with issues. I know some fighters like Kat Zingano mentioned that her last fight when she fought Amanda Nunes, she still has like some brain trauma. Some
Hmm.
fighters, go through a lot of things that, and that's a concern. But you understand as a fighter, that's the risk you take when you go into that cage, you get into that ring, and you face against somebody who's probably getting away of you getting money.
Yep. Yeah, like it's definitely part of it, which is, I mean, that's probably one of the downsides of it is the health issues that you have because there's not really a day that goes by that some mommy's not sore, just by the training and everything. It's very tough on your body, I will say. So, yeah, absolutely. If there's a way to get health insurance and things like that, that would be so dope and it would make fighting that much better. But unfortunately, as of right now, there are not.
That's the sad part about it, because like I said, you could use something like a little Aflac or something like that in case
Yeah,
something
so
happens. Yeah,
give me a
or
little insurance
yeah,
money.
come on, because like I said, these organizations. I know one thing is they do, you do have to pay, but that's money out of your pocket. But hey, you're the one making all the money. Why can't you just do it for us? We're the ones going here entertaining the people. Kind of like gladiators. And going in. You want to be entertained, you want to be entertained, but what we get out of, for entertaining them.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the tough part about it.
Mhm. So, like I said, this is amazing young lady where I'm having a conversation with, and folks, you gotta check her out again. And the thing is, like I said, a lot of respect for one thing is that what you're doing as a fighter, I have to respect you for it because you know what, I couldn't do it, I wouldn't do it. I can't remember last time I got a fight was maybe 7, 8 years ago, and that was when we were taking some guy out of a club, and he started getting. One time, I remember one time. This was before I started working this club. These girls started fighting. One of the girls was one of the dancers danced there. I had to grab a girl and carry her off and put her in the car. That's when I was much stronger and much younger. I was kind of like the Hulk. Don't make me angry. You don't like me when I'm angry.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you seem like you're just a really calm young lady. You're very got good spirit, and it's really you feel it off of it.
I am. I've actually never ever been in like a real fight before. I'm
Mhm.
just pretty much like I just chill and hang out. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. Like I don't have the energy for all of that. And usually I gotta get an award for the best resting bitch face, so not a lot of people bother me. And I'm a big old bitch too. Like I'm pushing 5'8", almost 5'9",
Yeah,
So
you may think of that. What was that? Deuce Bigelow said, "That's one huge bitch."
yes, exactly. No,
Yeah,
for real. That's one big bitch. Yep.
yeah. And your girlfriend, you have a girlfriend. How she
Hmm.
feels, about you going in there fighting. You come home, you got a busted lip. You say, "Oh my honey, I'm not, oh no."
Come on now, you don't gotta call me out like that. It's actually exactly like that though.
Yeah, you see, women are predictable. Some women are
But
predictable. Like this is why I say like this. Women are, as a man, as like this. Women are our greatest strength, and yet sometimes our greatest weakness. They're like kryptonite and the yellow sun all mixed together.
hey, I have to agree with you there. Cause
Hmm.
I have a little, I dip my toe in that pond every once in a while. Actually all the time, most of the time. But she loves it. She thinks it's super cool, so
Yeah, you go in. You're her hero. You go in there. You go into the battle, and we fight for you. We fight for Caesar, and you come back home. You got your war banners. You like the 300. And you say, "This is Sparta."
exactly. She
Yeah.
even comes with me to watch me train. Like she just hangs out. She likes to learn about it just so she can be more supportive. Yeah, she's a really great girlfriend and human being
Hmm.
all in one. So
We think she might be interested in getting to.
I've asked her so many times. She said the only reason why she'd ever do it is just so she could beat me up.
Where you 5'9", 5'8", 5'9". Oh, how big she is?
She's about 5'3", 115 pounds, something like that.
She's,
Yeah.
I think she probably, I don't think she, unless she sneaks up behind you and puts you in a rear naked choke. I don't think
Right.
she can.
Right. Hey, I'll let her have it though. I'll let her think so.
Yeah, make it, make it feel, feel good about itself. Like, because
Exactly.
if you maybe the wrong day, you might hear, of course, you're like, like, I broke her. I broke my little girl.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the thing is about, like I say, that's good if you find somebody that, not just your family, somebody who loves you, who supports you, what you do, your friends, and especially that's the thing you need. You need people in your corner, like you say, your mom, your dad, your stepmom, your sisters, and everybody else who supports you. And that's the wonderful thing when you have that kind of support. Because sometimes not everybody has that, and when you have that, especially competing, especially a sport like mixed martial arts and and fighting. And I know this time, like I said, this time like your parents are looking and you're like they look and say, "Is she done yet? She's done yet?" And they're worried about you. And, like I said again, your mom might feel like I remember one time I saw this video where this guy who was boxing, and his mom gets on the ring and she's hitting the guy beating her son with a shoe.
Yeah, my mom hasn't done that yet, but I wouldn't be surprised either. She's super supportive though. My dad loves it. Like, no one was really surprised that this is the path that I decided to go down, if I'm being honest. Everyone was like, yeah, sounds about right.
Yeah, yes. Like I said, Sid's gonna go fight and say, "Huh? That's
Yep.
nothing new."
Yep.
She was beating kids on the soccer field. So why not get paid for it?
Exactly. No, for real.
Yeah, and that's good to have that support. And as we said, this is just one. You have like I said, you're still young, still progressive. Like I said, you never know where opportunities will knock. If you get that call for an organization like, Invicta or Bellator or UFC, would you take it?
It depends on where I'm at in my career. If I don't think I'm ready, then I won't. But if I know I'm ready and I think I'm ready, fuck yeah. Fuck yeah, I'd take that. I'd sign my name right here, right now. You know what I'm saying?
Sign that deal with the devil.
Yep, I would
Yeah,
do it.
yeah. That's what some people often do that because you know what, some fighters, even though they mentally or maybe in some aspects are not ready, but because you get the opportunity, you got to take it. Like somebody told me, "Hey son, grab the money and run."
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of people like that, but I just I know that there's still potential that needs to be unlocked before I make my way to the I obviously would love to get well, I'm gonna get there and I would love to be there like right now, but definitely want to just get the experience and as much knowledge as I can before I get there so I can be the greatest. You know?
hmm And you said a BBJ, and this is for a question a friend of mine, he often asks fighters when you do interviews, how do you get out of a Camour?
So what I was taught is you just roll into it. Like you roll into it and I don't know how else to describe it. I have to do it because I'm more of like a hands-on learner than a.
Yeah, that's how, because like I said, I used to do online classes, and it just seemed like I like to be there and have the teacher give me instruction because it's
Mhm.
not as I know a lot during the pandemic, a lot of people were doing going to online school, but me, I went to school. I like to be there, thing, and and doing this, we can't forget about the pandemic was going crazy. I mean, and it's probably difficult for you. I know you shut down the gyms in certain states, and that was I know with a lot of ladies who I talked to in the bodybuilding world said that the gym is their church, the gym is their therapy, and we're during that time when the gyms were shut down. What were you doing? What was your mindset at that time?
It was pretty sad, actually. That's when I gained all that weight, and I was like, well, I like gained weight super fast, and then I was like, well, might as well start working out. So I started working out at home and just busting my ass and watching a shit ton of UFC, pretty much just taking up my time doing all of that. And then as soon as the gyms went back up, I was right in there.
Yeah, that's a good figure. Like I said before, a lot of people when they go to the gym, it's a place for them to go. Friends, family, meet and greets. It's just a place to like you hitting the weights. It's a way to exercise in your therapy. You training with somebody. Things to make you feel like you're alive. That's the thing is I need to go to a gym myself. But I used to lift weights when I was in high school. And I was like one of the strongest guys on my team. I was doing like 350 on the squat and 500 something on. No, I was doing 350 on bench press, 500 on squats.
Dang, look at you.
I was like 16 at that time. See, I'm a country boy, and this is a true story. I'm a son of sharecroppers, and I used to work a little farming work, like when I was about 10 years old, and I was strong. One guy said to me, like, George, man, you strong. I said, son, you ever had any? He said, what do you mean? Any pussy? I said, no. And then you cock strong. You cock strong. I said, oh. Yeah, that's tell you, you're strong. And once you get some of that, a little bit of that, you lose all your strength. You're like David when you cut your hair, But like I said, I enjoy this conversation with you, and I don't want to hold you up. I know you have you're just getting out of training, or you got to do, because I really appreciate this, because like I said, I love getting to talk to somebody like yourself who's an up and comer, who are, like I say, got your boots on the ground. You are, you have a great future in this sport. Like I said, one thing is, I want to say, everybody who's out there who is a sponsor, who is somebody who's a promoter, let's give these women who are like 5'8", these women bigger, give them more opportunities. Because one thing is, with women, your body is different from men. Women cannot cut weight like a man. Like one thing is, men we were bred to be hunter gatherers. Certain aspects of it. Women are different. And I think one thing we talked about, me and Shmi talked about how that weight cut thing should be like guidelines, like especially for women, like a catch weight, clause. Because I know with her fight, she had to try to drop down to 145. She only got, I think, 153. And that was tough for her, because Shamir's a thick girl. She has hips and thighs just about like you.
Yep.
And and it's harder for women like that who are built a little bit more, healthier, a little more. If the girl who's a little leaner, who's naturally small, they probably cut maybe 10 pounds without trying too hard. But women who are, most women, especially if you have children or childbirthing age, like you're 21, even though you may not have a kid, I don't know, but you are of childbirthing age.
Yeah.
And that's the thing is that it should be like, even like I said, in my sport of bodybuilding, women, have issues, because the fact is they're doing the sport where they're, have to take certain supplements to try to gain a certain level of muscle. And that's not, how a woman's body is made. But if there's certain guidelines and procedures put in, where it's a better, healthier way for you to drop the weight if you want to fight. We have to do like a sit in a sauna. You don't have to sweat yourself to death. I remember I was watching this a while back with Chris Cyborg was fighting UFC, and she had to make 140 because she's a big girl anyway, and she was crying and hollering. I mean, and you have to be, if you get a certain weight, you have to be fight ready. If you're not fight ready, they either take a proceed in your play or just call off the fight.
Yep. Yeah, the weight cutting is it's really rough, especially if you are a woman. It's easier to cut weight the more muscle you have, because the more water that you retain. So it's a lot easier to cut weight when you're super muscular and lean. So that's why it's easier for men than women to cut weight, because we are not built to have as much muscle. So most of the time when they're cutting weight, it's typically just water weight. By that point, they get it to the point where it's water weight, and so it's just easy to shut off, which women don't really have. We have the luxury, but it's just not really on our side as much as it is with men. So
yeah, because like I said, we purpose of men's life is to breed, battle, and to build, and eventually we die. And women, the purpose, your whole purpose of life was to have babies, to take care home like that. But the thing is, we just had last month was Women's History Month, and women have contributed so much to this country, so much to this world, and you still are underpaid, under recognition, especially in my community. The great Malcolm X says, like, the black woman is the most disrespected woman in the world. They go through a lot more than anything. And you as a young white female in this world, you are still struggling. You still get recognition. You still don't get respect as your male counterparts do. In this sport. Like I said, I talk about our ladies in MMA world. Like I said, I'm a fan of Valentina Shevchenko. I'm a fan of Chris Cyborg. People like Servant Man, who just fought about a week ago.
mm-hmm.
All these ladies who get into the sport, who fight. You gotta respect the commitment and passion for the sport. And if anything, they should be recognized for the sacrifices they make. Especially some of these ladies here they have children, they have a husband. Sometimes the significant other feel like that they have to take a back seat to that career. But sometimes some men they stand beside their They're women, sometimes they don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you gotta respect anybody who says, you know what, especially with your family and your girl saying like, hey, I'm there for you, I support you, do what you want to do what you need to do, and stand up for who you are. Because that's the thing about you have somebody that says that to you, that is stronger than anything.
It absolutely is. The support is really like, it helps a lot. I couldn't imagine if I didn't have anybody, if I was in it by myself, I probably would have quit 7 years ago. But
Mhm.
they're why I'm here today. I can't complain.
Yeah. We got my man KL, Don't Go Against Nature. He's supporting here. Thank you, KL, for coming through. And like I said, I'd like to appreciate Miss Sidney Ehler and for Ehler,
You're
for
good.
coming through and sharing her story. Like I said, much respect to any person who does this sport of combat sports, who goes in there, risk their lives, risk their health, sacrifices they make, and the respect for anyone who does this for a living. There's some people I follow. Yeah, I have no respect for. I'm not going to name any names. Cut them again. Mess it up. Shit. Who just don't understand that you put yourself in a situation where you are supposed to be a good representative for your sport. Anybody, any athlete who represents sport should have better behavior. But like I say, with you are a nice young lady. I have a lot of
Thank
respect
you.
for you, and I'm,
Thank
I'm
you.
hoping in the future we see more of you. We see you progress. We see you in action. Like I say, you still waiting on a fight. You haven't had an opponent yet. Let's hope we find somebody who
I'm
has.
hoping to. Hey,
Yeah.
come on, you can be my next opponent. How about
Oh
that?
no no
You
no no
get
no
your
no
ass in
no
there.
no
Come
no no
on
no
now.
no 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 no. I ain't fighting no woman. If we fight like this. Mama told me when I was growing up, no matter what, man, woman, or beast, we get in a fight. I ain't no boxer. I ain't no BJJ, but I can wrestle. I don't mean wrestle. I mean wrestle. We came up. We wrestle. We put a man. You might be a big girl, but I'm a man, and like this. Gonna be the last man standing. But like I said, I really appreciate you, and I hope everything turns out well. I hope you get your opponent. I hope to see more of your future. Say hello to my dear friend Shamir. I would love to chop it up maybe with both of y'all again. Maybe once you get your next fight, you want to talk her, just reach out. I'll set
Yeah,
everything up, and we'll.
absolutely.
Yeah. So
We
like
can
I
make
said,
it happen.
all righty, cool beans.
I appreciate you having me on for real. This was a good time.
Well, this is what I say to you. This is what because I told you I love the Batman Nolan movies, and when Jim Gordon said to Batman said like I forgot to thank you, and Batman said to him said you don't have to, you never have to.
Okay.
Alrighty. Anyway, folks, this is your man already George Page, aka the Emperor of WMA Talk. We have here Miss Sidney Ehler. We'd like to appreciate her time for coming through and telling her story and sharing her passion for the sport. To my man KL, Don't Go Against Nature. Appreciate you coming through. You have anybody you want to shout out to? You want to, anybody, while you're here?
I just want to shout out Shamir because she's the one that really introduced me to you. So she's the one that got me here. So I appreciate Shamir for
Yeah,
real. She's a real one, and I'm
yeah.
gonna I'm gonna have her around for a long time. That's what I know.
That's good. It's good to have somebody like that in your corner who supports you, and I can say she's a lovely young lady and she's a great person. I would love to see her get her opportunity. Because like I said, don't be prejudiced against her because how she's built, how she looks, she is a fighter. And like I said, like Rocky Balboa says, I'm a fighter. That's all I can be.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's Shamir for you.
Yes, Samir. Anyway, folks, like I said, we appreciate you for Miss Sidney Ehler coming through. Appreciate Kia Go Against Nature. Anybody, like I said, out there, her social media stuff in the description. Reach out to her if you are a promoter, if you are, somebody who looks to sponsor an up and coming fighter. Check her out. If you want to, like I said, donate to a fighter's up and coming progress in the sport of MMA. She can use any kind of assistance. Like I said again, being in these sports, it's tough on the pocket, and anything you can do to assist them along their way in this path is much appreciated. But also, again, because I know some guys out there. You get excited, you see her, she's a cute young girl. She's thicker than a brick house. You get excited, but here's my rule again, fellas: no D pics, none. Don't be that guy. Don't be that guy. Anyway, like I said again, I appreciate Miss Sidney Ehler. Appreciate everybody coming through. This is your man, always Judge Page, aka the Emperor of WWE Talk. Like, don't subscribe, don't subscribe. We're out.
All right, peace out. I'll see you later, man.
See you later.
Thank you.
You're welcome.